Okay, character spotlight on future Gohan. As you guys may know, Gohan is my favorite character. Future Gohan is probably one of my favorite renditions of Gohan. My favorite one is Ultimate Gohan and Adult Gohan. I feel like this game could have done so much more with the what if scenarios of the future timeline. Like, the future timeline is such a uncharted territory for the Dragon Ball universe. Well, maybe not for like Dragon Ball Heroes, but like you could see in all the other non-canon things, all the imagination you could do with the future timeline. It would be so much cooler if they added that into this game. I don't know how people would feel about that. I think Xenoverse is literally all based around like the different timelines, so they could have like did some of that in this game with the what if scenarios. I know they have a Gohan Black where Zamasu takes Gohan's body instead. They should have, and the skin is with adult Gohan, so they should have used Gohan Black. They should have used future Gohan for Gohan Black. He could have just used the Dragon Balls to wish back Gohan on like planet Namek or something, and then use the Super Dragon Balls to I don't know, switch bodies with him, something like that. I don't know, I'm not good at writing stories. Whatever, let's get started. So you guys already know, first thing we check out are the resources. 3 health bars, 2 ki bars, and 0 skill points. Very average start, not a big deal. Let's check out his rush chains. Flying kicks first, gut punch second, ki third, rolling hammer fourth. I think that's a very, very good rush chain. Flying kicks being first is really good because you could almost always open someone up with this. I'd say 95% of times people are not going to be blocking the flying kicks. They have to block high to block the flying kicks. It could be punished if they do manage to block it, so be careful of that. It's also pretty easy to super counter because it's very fast and multi-hitting. The faster your attacks are and the more often they are, the easier it is to super counter it. But since it's so early in the combo, they might not be mashing super counter just yet. Gut punch second is very good. Now ki being third is pretty good, but you can see future Gohan's ki does not help him connect his combos very smoothly. But I have found like some utility in it. So when you're on like your very last combo string, let's imagine you're doing this. On this third combo string, you will knock him back. But let's say you don't even want to knock him back. You just want to knock him back slightly and then reset him. So the utility of the ki, especially the ones that push them a little too far back, is that maybe you shouldn't use it to extend the combo, but maybe you should use it to push them far enough back where you could just reset the engagement and hopefully open him back up without having to do a knockback on him and then spend ki zebra stashing at him. So there could be utility in ki like that, right? Just do it at the end of your combo, at the very end of like combos, and then just try to reset him. And but you'll have to earn the engagement, so it's not going to be free. But most times, a lot of people are not expecting it, so you can just do that, reset the engagement, like that, easy. I've been doing that so much, so as much as I've been shitting on the ki lately, it's actually pretty useful. So it goes to show that some things on paper just look terrible, but when you put it into practice, it could be rather useful. And you guys already know, rolling hammer is always really nice. The more varied a character's rush chains are, the more chains you'll have. Hence it's called rush chains, right? So since you have flying kicks, you could do another chain. You have ki, you could do another chain. You have rolling hammer, you could do another chain. Characters that don't have many varied rush chains, they don't have many opportunity to extend their combo. Like Turles has 3 freaking gut punches. So he doesn't have many opportunities to extend his combos. He doesn't have opportunity to chain his combos together. That's why it's called a rush chain. Let's check out Gohan's perception move. Come on. Nice. He has a ki. Let's see if I don't charge it, will it hit him? Will I be able to combo him? Oh gosh. This is why fighting on the ground sucks. Yeah, it doesn't really connect very smoothly. So what you can do from here, you have to be ready. Yep. That's how you can do it. you have to be ready for you guys to be in neutral and just throw ki blasts and open them up. Which sucks because a gut punch, once you hit them with it, they're already opened up, right? But it's fine. But yeah, having a ki eye perception is not the best. Again, the best way to do it is probably just open them up with flying kicks. Which is not hard, but it's a little... It'll take more skill than just simply using the gut punch perception, which I love to do. Okay, let's check out his step-in move. He has a rolling hammer as a step-in move, which is quite odd. I feel like not many characters as mobile as Gohan has a rolling hammer as their step-in move. Let's check out his ki blast. Quite spammable. Not bad. His ki charging is pretty fast. That's not bad either. His charged ki blast is just like anybody else's charged ki blast. Nothing very unique in that regard. Now let's talk about Gohan's skills. He has Wild Sense and Full Power Charge, which I think Full Power Charge is a very underrated skill because it gives you a full ki gauge, and if you have a full ki gauge and you decide to throw hands against them, if you're a very good player and you win your Vanish Wars, all your combos will be true combos, right? A lot of people think Super Counter is like a great combo breaker, but no, it's like a conditional combo breaker, right? It's a combo breaker only if you win your mini game, which the mini game is winning the Vanish War. It's just a very long mini game. It's technically, I mean, it's not a mini game, but like you could see it as a mini game. And in order to win your Vanish War, you either 1, have to be very consistent at it, and 2, you have to have ki advantage. So if you have Full Power Charge up and you decide to freaking throw hands with someone, your combos are safe, right? They could land a super counter on you, but you'll win your Vanish War most times because a full ki gauge most likely means you're in ki advantage, unless they're in sparking mode. So what I recommend you do is if you're like in the middle of combat, and then use Full Power Charge, and then just go crazy. Go crazy, right? Just wait till he gets a super counter off on you, and then you should win your Vanish War. But yeah, a lot of people like to use Full Power Charge like passively. But I think a lot of the skills, you have to think about how you could use it aggressively. So like I said, I think the best way to use Full Power Charge is in the middle of a combo. And then you just go wild, wait till he super counters you, and then you can beat him in the Super Counter War, or not the Super Counter War, the Vanish War, because you have a ki advantage over him. Okay, let's check out Gohan's supers. He has Masenko, a one-handed Masenko, that's cool. And Super Destructive Wave, which is a Super Explosive Wave. I like how they changed some of the names of these moves from BT3 to now. So, not bad. Like I always say with Super Explosive Wave, you could bait people to come at you. So what you could do is, if you have 3 skill points, do this, charge into Sparking. If they dash at you because they panic, you can just use this and it'll probably catch them if they dash at you. The problem is that it takes up a lot of ki, but at least they'll leave you with 1 ki bar. So if you do a lot of damage to them and they're in kill range, you could Z-burst dash at them after using it and continue pressuring them and make sure they don't get their switch out. Let's check out Gohan's ultimate.
This will end it. I'm ending this.
Oh, he has a Super Kamehameha.
This will finish it.
Any move that's done one-handed is always cooler. I guess Gohan has no choice but to do it one-handed though. Okay, let's check out his transformation. This is where Gohan really drops the ball on his viability, right? It's nice that he could store 6 skill points. It's nice he has a barrier. It's nice he has instant spark. We're kind of speed running through what he has. Rush Chain is flying kicks. Gut punch again on, and then. Okay, so he has flying kicks, gut punch, rolling hammer, and the ki rush wave. Which his rush chain gets both better and worse, right? So it's cool that his rolling hammer is a lot sooner in the combo. Well, not a lot sooner. It's sooner in the combo, so that's good. And I talked about the utility of Ki, but hey, I don't mind losing the Ki, but it kind of sucks that I lose it in place of a Ki rush wave, which is arguably a lot worse than a Ki, right? You can't really do much with this, especially since it's so easy to vanish and super counter. Okay, let's check out Gohan's perception move. He has a Ki again, which doesn't he lose his Ki? Damn, so he loses his Ki in his rush chain, but he keeps a Ki as his perception move. That's quite odd. That's funny. Gohan has a step and gut punch, but he has the same issue as Vegeta, where his non-extension step-in move is a Ki rush wave. And I've been crapping on Ki rush wave a lot recently. It is not very useful. I'm sorry to the people who love the move, but in my opinion, it's just not good. But he has the same issue as Vegeta, where his step-in combo extension is a gut punch, but his regular step-in is a Ki rush wave. And you do want to have your regular step-in to be a pretty good move, because if someone has super armor, you can just do step-in or sidestep and use your special move or whatever, your heavy move, and that will go through super armor. But since this just knocks them back, you don't get to engage with them. So it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. Now, the reason why future Gohan drops a ton in viability in DP is because his transformation is not strong whatsoever, right? He transforms from a 5 DP character to a 6 DP character. At the very least, it only takes takes 1 skill point to do so. Unlike Vegeta, who takes 2 skill points just to transform to a measly 6 DP character. I think End of Z Goku is the same way. A lot of these 5 DP characters are very hit or miss. The best 5 DP characters are probably like Goku Black and the Brolys, because they could transform into something like very, very strong that does a ton of damage, right? Spending 5 DP on a character where their ceiling, their DP ceiling is 6 is not the best. So I guess that's a good term, is what is a character's DP ceiling, right? So you have Adult Gohan being 4 DP, his ceiling is 7 DP. That's insane, that's very strong. A 5 DP character having their ceiling being 6 DP, that's not that great. If you're using a 5 DP character, that's quite expensive, and the fact that you can't transform to a 7 DP character despite spending so much on for 5 DP kind of sucks. You can't break through super armor. You could get countered pretty badly if you come across giants or Broly. So we discussed his rush chains, we discussed his skills. Let's see his Ki blasts. Okay, just your normal regular Ki blasts, not that bad. I should mention that Gohan's barrier could block ultimates and supers. As you can see, I just did it. Let's see if I can get Broly to use his ultimate. Use it.
It's over.
There you go.
Prepare to die.
That's not gonna work.
Did he just straight up miss it? Okay, let's see if it works this time.
To die.
That's not gonna work.
Okay, it just literally goes through you. It doesn't
Try
like
not to die on me.
That's not gonna work.
It's
it
over.
doesn't like nullify it like it does with supers. It literally just goes straight through you. So that's funny.
That's not gonna work.
Okay, no, this one got nullified. Okay, that's interesting. If I'm being honest, I've never used my barriers against an ultimate. Most times, the opponent knows to just set it up in such a way where I can't use my barrier. I don't know, and a lot of times I don't even have enough skill points to use my barrier, so it would suck that you're using a character because you're depending on their barrier to help you with the unblockable ultimates, but you just don't have the skill points for it. So you really also don't want to be saving skill points for your barrier in the specific situation where you get hit with an unblockable ultimate, right? It is a good tool to have if you have it by coincidence. right? But yeah, it's a tough say for me to say if it's really useful for that. I've never done it in a ranked match. Let's just say that. So do what you will with that information. Okay, let's check out Gohan's supers. He has Hyper Masenko. Pretty cool move. He gets Special Beam Cannon.
Special beam cannon!
Which is a non-cutscene move that you could charge up. So this could really throw a lot of people off. If you just hold it, and then they Z-burst dash at you, you could catch someone like this.
Special beam cannon!
Which I've been caught by it. And this could do a lot of damage, but it's also a very risky play. A lot of good players may not fall for it. And if they don't fall for it, you're spending 3 key bars on it. That's a massive risk. But you could catch someone Z-burst dashing at you, especially since you gain armor from holding the charge. Ki Blast will not work on you. So if you know they're the type to spam Ki Blast and then Z-burst dash at you, you can really catch them off guard because, like I said, there is no cutscene to this. So a lot of times, if they're not really paying attention, they will not notice the startup animation on this, and then you can hit them. It is rather risky though, and that might not be a good way to spend your ki, but if you hit someone like that, that could be pretty funny. So let's talk about Gohan's Instant Spark. It's power up to the very limit. It's not one of those sparkings that push them away. But I guess that could help make up for the fact that he's not a 7 BP character, because as you can see, being in sparking mode staggers opponents with super armor. And of course, power up to the limit gives a lot of buffs. So yeah, since Gohan is able to store 6 skill points, he could do back-to-back power up to the very limits and be able to take down a giant character or a Broly, but I would much rather just have a 7 DP character that could do this by default. At the very least, Ki Blasts will stagger opponents with super armor when you're in sparking mode. So there is that. 7 DP characters, no matter how high the DP character is, their Ki Blast will not go through super armor. So that's one thing that's great about being in sparking mode and having instant spark. Okay, let's check out Gohan's ultimate.
I'll defeat you! You're toast!
Impact frames on this look beautiful. Wow, 19.8k damage. That's probably because of the buffs of power up to the very limit. Let's see how much damage it does without the buffs.
This will end it.
I'll defeat you!
It should be about like 17.5k, I guess, because the buffs are supposed to give like a 10% damage boost. 18.3. Okay, that's pretty good actually. His ultimate does a good amount of damage, and the fact that you could store 6 skill points, if you're the type who loves Instant Spark, maybe future Gohan is for you. It does suck that his Instant Spark doesn't push people away, so I do think it's best if you set up Instant Spark, something like you get them in a combo, you do a little low sweep. Low sweep is probably your best way to set something up. But yeah, that's really it about future Gohan. Like, future Gohan is like a very average, basic character. There's not much to talk about in regards to him. He doesn't have anything like very unique to him. He's just more of a character that could gain key advantage quite quickly through his base form being having full power charge, and then his transformed form, his Super Saiyan form, has 6 skill points that you could store, and you could do power up to the very limit twice. He also has a barrier, but kind of sucks that costs 3 skill points. You could use the barrier to block an ultimate, especially unblockable ultimates. That would be useful, but like I said, practicality wise, I've just never really done it, and most times you really do not want to be saving skill points for a specific situation. So it's best if you just learn how to vanish unblockables, or learn how to manage your character so you're not dead if you get hit by Broly's ultimate. What's really holding Gohan back is his perception moves. His perception moves in both base and Super Saiyan are not the greatest. In Super Saiyan, his step-in move gets worse. His default step-in move becomes a Ki Rush Cannon, which kind of sucks. Ki Rush Wave. And his combo extension becomes a gut punch, which is great. In base form, both moves are a rolling hammer, which is great as well. But yeah, it's mainly his perception move isn't the best. I would much rather him have the soft knockback if they're not going to give him a gut punch. The Ki as his perception move, not my favorite. It does have its utility, and you could kind of catch him off guard because a lot of people are not used to dealing with Ki perception. So there is that. What's really, really holding him back from being meta is the fact that when he transforms, he doesn't turn into a 7 DP character. And that wouldn't be an issue if he wasn't 5 DP. Since he is 5 DP, you're spending quite a lot of DP for a character that has a really low DP ceiling, right? There are other characters that you could use that have a higher DP ceiling. But like I always say, it doesn't matter. This is DP battle. You can have other people on your team, and you can make future Gohan work around those other people on your team. That's the beauty of DP battle. Right? Like, I don't think future Gohan is meta whatsoever, but because of my mechanics, I'm still able to win a few games with future Gohan. Of course, it does hold me back, but at the end of the day, it's not really so much about the character, but more so about how you play. Yes, of course, if you guys are of equal skill, so whoever has the more quote-unquote cheesy character will probably win. But we're not competing in a tournament. This is for online play. This is for ranked play, right? Of course, they're gonna come across people who are better skilled than you, regardless of the character they're using. And sometimes you'll find someone who is of equal skill to you, and then will have a better character. And you'll come across people who aren't as good as you, and then you can have fun by using random characters on them, such as future Gohan. The characters you choose don't have to be meta, and especially since there is so much freedom to choose other characters in your team. You have 4 more slots where you could choose and think about how you could make Gohan better. There's just a lot of freedom and thought process that could go into it. So with that being said, it's not like I don't think Gohan is not good. I think he's viable, right? I think he could survive in the meta. He's not that bad. I played a few games with mid Goku. Spoiler alert, mid Goku is terrible. I would say he's even not viable. So yeah, there's worse characters out there. The fact that Gohan is viable in the meta is enough for me to justify saying that he's good enough. He could survive. But yeah, enjoy these games I have recorded with future Gohan, and if you learned something, like and subscribe. Have a good day, you guys. Okay, here I am playing some future Gohan.
Fine.
My team isn't the most optimal because I believe I have future Gohan, adult Gohan, Jace, Buff Roshi, and Hercule. Not much variety in terms of archetype for that team, but it's a good team to play aggressively because I'm so used to playing with like those tanky, immobile characters. So it's nice that I can move around now actually, and it doesn't take me half a freaking keyboard to dash around. So if you're more like a player who loves moving around, then the tanky characters are not for you. But you could see I did a lot of meaningful damage to his Bardock already. He should really work towards switching out right here. I get the first switch off. Okay, he uses Instant Spark with low health. Not the best idea. Probably a good idea if he was able to finish one of my characters, but whatever damage he does here, probably not going to be too meaningful. I'm going to be able to switch. Yep, and he's not able to do much damage. He spent all of his resources and couldn't do much to me. And now I opened up his new character. He has key advantage. Let's see if he wins this Vanish War. He does not. At least he could switch very soon, but let's see if I could do meaningful damage to him before he switches. Yep, that's meaningful damage right there. Good super counter by him. I have key advantage. Let's see if I choke this. I do not choke it. I don't have the key, so I switch my character to help me follow up. And the new character I switched in has 2 key bars. I did not need to charge my key there. A lot of people, they will knock someone back and then charge up their key, not realizing that you could follow up without charging your key. Just switch your character. And especially since your character will probably come in with 2 key bars, it really makes the decision to charge up after knocking someone back like a really suboptimal decision. But I use that downtime to be able to transform. I'm at basically full health with my transformed Gohan, and that's great. I'm in a great position here. He's choking all of his Vanish Wars. And a lot of people criticize, oh, these are high-ranked players and they're choking their Vanish Wars. I say this every video. No one's a perfect player. There are times where I'm not getting any Vanish Wars. I'm losing all of them simply because I'm mistiming it. There are games where you're going to be very inconsistent. And maybe that shows me that you don't play the game very often if you think high ranks are of 100% consistency. I feel like my Vanish Wars have been the same consistency from since I was like C rank, you know, like there's much more to this game than winning your Vanish Wars. But of course, if you win your Vanish Wars and also have good decision making, then yeah, that's massive. He's doing a lot of sidestepping, which sidestepping is very strong. My viewers showed me how strong sidestepping can be, but a lot of people I come across in ranked, they don't do it correctly. They just keep sidestepping. And damn, he wins that mini game. That was good. Good for him. He should work on his switching his Roshi. I know he probably wants to switch his Roshi, so I pressure him with Ki Blasts. At the very least, I got a little more damage off before he switches. So I got 2 transformations off. Future Gohan and Adult Gohan. And I feel like that's a massive mistake a lot of people do, is that they don't transform with their characters. And the reason why you want to transform with your characters is because if you're playing like a 5-character team, which in these high ranks most people are, you're gonna have to use low DP characters, and low DP characters are objectively like not that great, right? Their stats are all like eh. But if you have a character that can transform, you're gonna make your character really, really strong. Just think of it like if you're playing singles. If you come across like a freaking Master Roshi and you're using SS2 Gohan, you're probably going to be happy about that matchup. A lot of people complain about the low DP characters because they don't take advantage of transforming and creating mismatches. But here's Bardock again in sparking mode. He's just burning his sparking mode by using supers. And not a good choice. That was like 5 seconds of sparking mode he could have taken advantage of and opened me up normally, but instead he wants to use his supers. Not a good choice in my opinion. And again, uses another super. I was pretty sure I was holding perception there, and my perception should have helped me dodge that super. Fun fact, if you have 2 skill points, you could perception rush supers and it'll help you vanish it. It'll be like it'll work like Wild Sense. Okay, he has 4 skill points with Raccoon. Yup, he goes for instant spark. So many people are obsessed with instant sparking. And he goes for the ultimate. I go for my own instant spark. Yeah, I like doing this, knocking them back constantly. He's gonna try to stall me out, but it's fine. You can stall me out. I'll take the full key gauge anyway. You see how I used my instant spark and I didn't use a desperation ultimate. You don't need to use your ultimate when you go sparking mode. Just if you can't find the opening or the spacing for an ultimate to hit, don't do it. Just allow your character to have a key advantage when sparking mode is done. The worst thing you could do is spend all your resources and have your ultimate miss, and you're just stuck there. You're gonna get punished and you just wasted time. You guys know how bad the stalling meta could be. So why waste time and then get punished for it and then also lose all your resources? It's just like raw ultimates just are not good. But having played Dragon Ball Fighters again recently, I realized that a lot of people believe raw supers and raw ultimates are good because they played those other games where they could be rewarded heavily for it. But not in this game. Most times it is probably not worth throwing out a raw ultimate or a raw super. Because even if it hits, you don't really get rewarded for it, especially if you don't have enough ki. So if you're gonna throw out raw ultimates and supers, make sure you have a plan to have enough ki to keep pressuring your opponent. But that guy doesn't accept the rematch. Here I am, bumping into the Drink, which the Drink is a viewer of mine. Comments on my videos regularly. We also faced each other in when I was live streaming. The Drink is a tough matchup for me. So kind of sucks that I have future Gohan. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best. This is a really hard matchup as well. You can see how he has a full ki gauge already. Androids are very, very strong. I don't know why the devs decide to give androids such a massive advantage. They should have understood that androids play the game very well. So they should have gave them less starting resources. But the fact that they have perpetual ki gain and have more ki at start and have more skill points at start is a massive advantage. But that's not to make excuses. It's just objectively a massive advantage, right? I'm still gonna play the game. I'm still gonna do my best. It doesn't matter what advantages he has. Yeah, sure, it could create a small gap, right? But having enough skill, you could try to close the gap. So that's what I'm trying to do. He knows how to manage his characters really well. So as of right now, we're just gonna have to try a feel for each other's gameplays. See how we play. I win the Vanish War. I don't know why I go for that follow-up. I don't even have the ki for it. I got his back. I have ki advantage here. It's a little laggy. I've been coming across so many laggy players recently. Well, actually, not to spoil it, but I come across the Drink when I'm trying to do my Goku mid spotlight. And Goku mid is so freaking bad. He is so bad. And I was playing against the Drink, and we were playing on a different stage than Hyperbolic Time Chamber, and it was just such a laggy match, man. And I've been having an ego recently. Like even if the match is laggy, I'll take the rematch, even though I really shouldn't, because I'll just end up losing the match because it's just like so well, that's an excuse, but yeah, like there are some times where you just shouldn't take a rematch knowing you're gonna lose, but I take it anyway because ego thing. But anyway, enough complaining. Back to the match at hand. I have my SSJ future Gohan set up. Let's see if I could set up Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Really not a good idea by me to be throwing ki blasts at him, because False Courage will nullify the ki blasts. But it's just such a strong habit of mine. I have ki advantage. I really should be blocking those revenge counters. You do not want people's revenge counters hitting you, because they'll gain a ki bar off of that. And that one ki bar could be enough to push them into ki advantage. And that's how you could win back engagements. Through revenge countering, gaining ki advantage, and then super countering. So it does take a lot of skill to be able to do a true like combo breaker. Okay, this is not good for me. He gets a free combo off of on me because I get put in an exhausted state. And these sword characters with a freaking unblockable ki blast, so annoying, man. It is very annoying, as you can see. It's a very easy way to close the gap. You can just use it, It tracks pretty hard. It's unblockable, like I said. And then just switch your character, and that will close the gap easily. Because the character that you switch in will do a follow-up. Which is exactly what he did, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, having a 3-skill barrier move for a character that doesn't have that much tankiness to him is not the best, right? I wish he had Explosive Wave instead. Characters like Bojack and Cooler could get away with having a 3-skill point barrier because they have extra health and are rather defensive. But I lose this Vanish War because it's an android. Luckily, I have an Explosive Wave, so I don't have to rely on super countering. The reason why I don't want to rely on super countering against androids is because super counters is what leads to Vanish Wars, right? And of course, you need key advantage to win your Vanish Wars. So best not to super counter androids. And that's why I prefer having Explosive Wave against androids, but regardless, I still lose my Jace, and that's really bad. Like I said, losing a character is probably the worst thing. It's a loss condition, I think. And the Drink realizes this. That is why he started playing more passively. All he has to do now is just stall me out by managing his characters. But if I could down a character, that would be massive for me. Right now, I could down Roshi. If he does not get a super counter off on me, I would tie the game. And that's exactly what I do. Falls for my Wild Sense. I don't get the proper follow-up. Like a lot of times against androids, I just play extremely aggressively and just say, screw my key, because I'm gonna lose my Vanish Wars anyway. There's no way for me to close that key advantage gap. And then I just hope and pray that they mess up their super countering. He transforms to gain more health. That's what I'm assuming he's doing. He's trying to gain the health advantage over me now. He also has a full key gauge. Nice vanish on that lightning strike attack. I open him up. He uses a revenge counter. That burns my Wild Sense, but oh well. Weird glitch with Master Roshi. I hope they fix a lot of these glitches that are happening. Because if you go back, you'll see his attack goes through me. And I win. I win. You could see that was quite the stressful match for me. GG to the Drink. I'm on a 12-win streak. And since he's a viewer of mine, of course he accepts the rematch. All my viewers run the sets. Even though I said earlier I shouldn't have ran the sets against him when I was doing the Goku mid spotlight. But I had an ego. I had the pride. It is the Al Woohoo pride. My viewers and myself, we accept the sets even though we're losing. And we're just not in a good position to win. So, whatever. Okay, I do meaningful damage to him, but he's gonna get it back on me because look at this massive key advantage he has over me. Androids, am I right? Androids. He gets a switch off on me. He can follow up now. He starts doing meaningful damage to me. I have key advantage over here. I choke the Vanish War because I'm trash. But good thing he doesn't follow up. He has key advantage over me. That was a good setup for his key charge. A lot of people don't realize that you should really set up your key charge. If you just charge out in the open without setting it up or having a plan to make sure you're safe to charge, then that's not good. You're gonna get punished for it. Unless you're confident in your super countering game. But that's why these characters that start out with so much ki, like Master Roshi, are at a massive advantage. because they start out with extra resources that they did not have to earn. It's like if you've ever played an RTS game. If someone starts out like if you ever played Warcraft 3, if someone starts out with 200 extra gold, 100 extra lumber over you, that's a massive advantage. That is a massive advantage. I like to compare this game to RTS games a lot, as you can tell. And you can see our connection in the bottom right hand corner. It's yellow. That probably explains why both of us are choking a few Vanish Wars. Like, I talk about lag a lot, but like at the end of the day, it's not that great of an excuse because both of us are dealing with lag. I guess it could be a decent excuse if their playstyle is benefited by lag. Like, people who spam instant sparking, laggy matches really benefit instant sparking lovers. Because when you're in instant sparking, you just press one button to do a combo, and then if you're far away from them, you just press one button and spam key blasts. So instant sparking is highly benefited by laggy matches. But luckily, the Drink is not an instant sparking user, and he's actually not lagging that bad. There is some delay, but it's not that bad. Okay, I'll open him up with my SS2 Gohan. He has key advantage over me. But you can see how I used the Ki to try and reset him, which I talked about in the Spotlight. But I wasn't successful at it. I almost did it, you could see though. He has massive Ki advantage over me. Ki advantage starts to get really scary when they have a lot of Ki over you, right? Usually when they have like half a bar of Ki or 1 bar of Ki, it's not that scary. The reason why having a lot of Ki over your opponent, or your opponent having a lot more Ki than you, is really scary is because they can start doing the loops on you, the knockback loops, knock you back, Z-burst dash, take your back. The more key bars they have over you, the more loops they can do. Because 1 key bar is a Z-burst dash. So if they have 3 key bars over your 2 key bars, meaning they have a full key gauge while you only have 2, that means they can hit you with 3 of those loops. And the best way to avoid that is maybe hit a revenge counter and gain a key bar and then force a Vanish War. And then rinse and repeat until you're in key advantage, but that takes having skill points. But that's why Vanish Wars build up a lot of skill points, so you can have more revenge counters. But if you, as the person with key advantage, knows that's coming, make sure you block the revenge counters. That way they don't gain a key bar off of it. I don't think any one of us has downed a character just yet. So this game might just go out to a freaking timeout 5v5 and whoever has more health. He has key advantage over me in this instance. Yep, there's really not much I could do. I was just challenging the Vanish War further so I could gain key advantage. I use a last second wild sense. He doesn't react to it because it was so last second. And it's important to do that against these really good players. The high rank players, they know how to counter wild sense. You have to use it inconspicuously. Use it in a way where they don't notice it, because they are paying attention. The low rank players, you could literally activate it in their face and they just straight up do not know how to counter it. But once you know how to counter wild sense becomes wildly like not that great. It's just not that great at a certain point, at a certain level of gameplay. I think right now I am in the health disadvantage. I have 3 characters that are pretty badly damaged. I should have maybe taken a risk and thrown out my strongest characters. That way I could try and stall out while his weakest character is out, which is Master Roshi. And then if I could stall out, switch out my strongest character again, and then next time I switch him back in, he will be quite healthy. But I don't do that because I'm scared of taking risks sometimes. And he brings in his strongest character, and now I have to think, do I want to bring in my low health ace character? I don't know. This is why it's important to realize the matchup potential every time your opponent switches someone in. And yeah, had I switched in my strongest character and just tried to put his Roshi in the blender, I probably could have got a downed character there. Who knows? But since I didn't do that, my chances of winning lowered by a lot. And I was already behind. I should have just taken the risky play. And here's the tiebreaker.
I'll be your opponent.
Something interesting happens during this tiebreaker. Okay, he's putting me in the blender. I'm getting absolutely destroyed here. My wild sense saves me. And even though he used the super, he's in massive key advantage. It's insane. He has me in yellow health. That is very bad. He messes up his reset. That's great for me. He gets me in red health. Oh, actually, not just yet. Now he does. I get my switch off. I switch to Jace. And I just lose connection. And I think that got counted as a disconnect on my side because of, well, I don't show it, but when I try to search for a match again, it says I got disconnected. So it was me who got disconnected. And usually, like you saw, I was in the middle of a combo right there. So I don't know what happened. Freaking servers shit the bed or something. Something happened, but that's really unfortunate. But either way, I bumped into the drink again unranked, and we ran the full set. Spoilers, I lost the set. I did win one with mid Goku, so I was happy about that. The connection was shitting the bed during those matches though, so that sucks. But regardless, it doesn't even matter. On to the next match. Someone in my comments said Cybermen's are very cheesy and broken. I downed him quickly. Not an issue for me. And then he also challenged me. He said he'll beat me with 5 Cybermen. And like I don't even bother taking up people who challenge me in my comments with an ego. People who come into my comments with an ego, I think they're super weird. I don't know. Like if someone comes into my comments with an ego or into my live streams with an ego, I'm just gonna ignore them. So if you ever want to play games with me, the worst way to do it is by coming in with an ego saying you could beat me. I'll just think, okay, you could beat me. I do not give a crap, but I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of playing against me since you're toxic and weird. I do not care if you could beat me. The amount of people who have beaten me is in the hundreds. Who freaking cares? I don't know, that's just my opinion and how I view it. But Hack over here seems to love his androids, as you can tell. And he loves false courage, but it's okay. He's not like the drink who knows how to take advantage of key advantage. So this isn't too scary for me.
Do not bother, it is futile.
That's so funny. Uses false courage and then just immediately goes for a grab. but you missed the he misses the grab again. It's so funny when I'm going up against androids 19 and 20 and they just go for grabs no matter what. Even if they're like a freaking mile away from me, I'll see them going for a grab. Okay, he has key advantage over me. He loses the Vanish War. He should switch his character out here, but it looked like he tried, but then he was slow with it. So I said in a previous video, a lot of you guys need to change your settings so you could change the input of your switch character. That way, choose the easiest input, and then you can switch your character way quicker. It depends on the settings you're running. On Classic, the Switch character's input is super weird. You gotta change it if you're playing Classic. I don't know what it's like on Standard.
Over here. I got no chance to survive. Wait for me.
Well, I definitely won this game regardless, because I downed his Cybermen, I downed his Android 19. I could just put my controller down and just constantly switch my characters and win the game from here. He has key advantage. Seems like he's just gonna sit there and charge. And that's cool. I'll farm the skill points. He could have just continued pressuring me with his full key gauge, but he wants to do this instead. This doesn't really make sense to me. I don't understand players who play like that. But he got me into red health at least. That's good. But he can't follow up, so I'm gonna get my free switch off. So he just spent all of that time, all of his resources to do that for me to switch anyway. And then he's probably gonna go on Reddit or Twitter and talk about how the switch mechanic is cheesy and broken because when he sat there and did nothing but charge the sparking mode, it didn't pay off. Do I kick him here? I do kick him.
Now the big finish.
Nice perception by him. And notice how I don't care to use my ultimate. It's fine. I'll take my full key gauge. I don't need to use my ultimate. You don't need to use your ultimate. There are a lot of... It's probably better to not use your ultimate in a lot of situations. And he's gonna do this to me, where he powers down to Skinny Roshi and just uses after Image Strike. And no point in doing that. But he's probably doing that to troll me, I guess. Even though maybe he doesn't realize he's in a clear losing position. Switches out his Roshi. But hey, I respect it. If this is his form of trying his best, then that's cool. I respect it. You try your best regardless. Even if you're losing, you try your best.
Keep on trying. Keep on trying. My turn.
There's really not much to say, because like, I've won the game at this point. Like I always say, having a downed character is really bad. Having two downed characters is extremely bad, especially since there's only 6 minutes in this game. Okay, he gets his sparking mode off. Damn, look at that super armor. And he does it again, a raw ultimate. I don't think it hits me this time because I'm dashing away. I feel like I cut it pretty close there. I almost dashed into his ultimate. But even if I did, it wouldn't be an issue. I tried using my own instant spark. And that's GG from there.
Begin
A lot of people complain about me using 5-character teams. Notice how everyone else is using 5-character teams too. The playing field is leveled from there. And even if I weren't, I down 2 of his characters. It really, like, that's how most of my games go. But I use a 5-character team in case if I bump into fellow sweats like The Drink or other people. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. Have a good night, you guys.